And so everyone, it's finally here. The big one that we've all been waiting for a long time, and my most anticipated release of anything in my whole life so far, and hopefully ever, Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the huge one that we've all been waiting for. So in case you don't know it about me, which is kind of impossible at this point, the entire Kingdom Hearts series is my favorite piece of entertainment of all time. And it's actually my favorite story of all time as well. And it's just the best one I've ever heard. And as you all know from following this YouTube channel for quite a while, now, you all know that Kingdom Hearts 3 has been my most anticipated release and that I've been most looking forward to for a long time. For a long time, actually, throughout my whole life, that out of everything that I've ever been excited for, this has been the most anticipated I've ever been for anything before in my life. And with everything in the marketing showing how amazing this was gonna be, it just got me more and more excited, but more and more trailers kept coming out and out and out. And it just got to the point where I just couldn't contain myself anymore. I just really needed the game, just like a lot of fans have been saying for a long time, like myself. And so, why did I finish the game after all this time? Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I do think it's an absolutely amazing game. There is absolutely no getting away from that, and the hype was absolutely worth it. The anticipation more than more than worth it, trust me. But what I say I'm not 100% sure is the ending, because I felt a lot of things during Oh, the ending, but I'll get to that later. Also, just a quick note, I'll be doing a spoiler video and a spoiler-free video with this review. Yeah, this is a spoiler-free review, so after this I'll be doing a spoiler video where I'll be talking about all the spoilers. So, yeah, if you're worried about any spoilers, don't worry. Yeah, this is your safe for the next video if you want. So like every other Kingdom Hearts game, I'll be talking about the story first, like always. So it starts off with another amazing opening scene, like opening song, like all the rest of the Kingdom Hearts games. But the opening to this one is completely different to the way we saw it a few weeks ago when it was revealed to us in December. Not hugely different, but still both quite different. It's been and the actual opening itself is gorgeous. It's gorgeous looking, really beautiful to look at. And then it properly opens up where 0.2 left off, where Sora, Donald, and Goofy heading to Olympus after Sora failed his March of Mastery exam. They go there because Sora believes Joe and Bear will help him figure out the things Jin said will help him unlock the power of waiting. But as in what he needs to help the other guardians of Ven and Aqua and Terra. When they get there, Sora doesn't exactly get what he was expecting, but while that's going on, Riku and Tin Mickey are actually in the realm of darkness trying to save Aqua, and Kyrie and Lee or actually, you may know him better as, are somewhere else training to be proper Keyblade wielders. And even there are other little things like Kyrie rising to Sora as much as he can, and when Sora and the others get back, he and the others like Donald and Goofy are informed about Riku and Tin Mickey when they come back from the realm of darkness, failing to do so, and they even get new clothes, like Sora, Riku, and Tin Mickey actually get new clothes, and Riku and Keyblade actually break, so they actually have to get new ones. And so then, while they go try to go back to the realm of darkness and save off, while Sora decides to go off to other worlds in an attempt to try to unlock the power of Wade again. And all this is to inevitably help them defeat Jay in order to do what they're all training to do. And I'm gonna stop right there. I know that's kind of vague, but that's really the best way to talk about the story without talking spoilers. So yeah, like the other Kingdom Hearts games I've reviewed, I'll talk about the gameplay first, and then I'll move on to my thoughts on the story and characters. This is pretty much tied with Kingdom Hearts 2 where it comes for me in terms of how I think the gameplay is. And yeah, I think this one might actually be a little better. As you all know from the trailers and things like that, there's a huge variety when it comes to the actions and to the action in this because of the different keyblades you get, you can actually use different weapons and transformations you get with each keyblade you get. They can transform into other weapons like hammers, guns, or jacks, or anything like that. And the way Sora can activate them was really awesome. I really love just being able to just like being able to just go around fighting heartless or other enemies and just using a bunch of other weapons weapons throughout the entire game. That was really creative and awesome in a lot of parts. As well as a bunch of other attacks that you could use, like you have the option to use Heart Ride as attacks well. Like you can use Heat Up or a Pirate Ship or a Water Ride or anything like that to be used for your disposal, your character or anything like that. It was so cool, especially like the way Sora summoned it from the. It really looked like he was just summoning it from the ground or something. And it was always cool to just be able to just like attack different enemies in different ways and not just be button mashing the whole time. There's also the mechanic. There's also a new mechanic to switch keyblade during the fight. Once you have one keyblade selected, you can actually press the arrows left or right to switch to a different keyblade or whichever one you want that you're able to select from the main menu, and when you're doing that, you can actually also switch between weapons whenever you have a staff or a gun or anything like that, or black, or as they're called. And yeah, all of that was really fun, just destroying a whole bunch of enemies like that, especially whenever like there was humongous horde of heartless or nobody or unversed or anything like that, and you were just able to get complete we blast right through them and destroy huge numbers of them. And as you level up, the more you're able to destroy more and more. So it was a lot of fun whenever you're like surrounded by a bunch of heartless and you're just like tearing through them with with very with ease. And I really love the action aspect of the whole thing. And the fact that another humongous difference is the fact that this was made in the Unreal Engine 4, just like zero point 0.2 was. And yeah, it definitely paid off. This is easily the best looking Kingdom Hearts game out there. It is beautiful. Yeah, just the models of the characters or the beautiful landscapes around the world and even just like little details that you can imagine, like the look of the character's skin or their emotions, or just like the little details of the world around you as you're exploring the whole world. I think this might actually be the first Kingdom Hearts game where I actually really felt like I was inside the Disney World. And even parts of Disney World are really amazing too. Like for example, in the Caribbean world, I was sort of making a joke that whenever some part in a cutscene came up, I sort of made a joke that like there's no way they could have made it look this perfect. They might have just cut the clip out from the movie and just put it in the cutscene here because it looked just so good. And yeah, and I really love the different types of world that you could go in, and they all actually fit the environment of the world that you were in. That was always a lot of fun, and really just the fact that they were able to get like tiny details and on everything right in this game. That just goes to show how good their graphics are, and it's pretty much what you'd expect from Square Enix at this point. How they managed to make all this look good is just mind-blowing to me. And like I said, I just really love it being able to explore all the world and actually seeing how detailed they actually made everything look. It's just mind-blowing what they were able to do with all this. But I also really like other things, like the redesign of some things, like the returning worlds or the characters themselves. I'm personally still not the biggest fan of Sora's redesign, but it actually is really starting to grow on me, and everyone else looks great too. And actually, also, I just really love the different parts that they included, like what I was just saying with the graphic and what they were able to do. Just parts of with their redesign, they were able to get things like the new kind of the parts on their clothes or just like little pieces of fabric that they were able to get on and it actually make it look a bit good. It's really just amazing what they're able to do. And I just really like the way they redesigned a lot of these characters. And yeah, I do know like before to make them look older and all that, and it really did work in my opinion. Speaking of which, let's move on to the most important part of the entire Kingdom Hearts series for me, the story and the characters. What else can I say besides they're just as fantastic and amazing as before? Sora is still the same lovable character as before, and everyone else is great too. Just seeing all the characters back like this and keeping up after all this time is really amazing to see, and the cat is just as great as they've ever been before. Taylor Osmond is still the best acting choice for anything in my opinion, and he's still perfect as Sora. Everyone else did a great job too, and even the new cast, like um, like Alison Joner replacing Hayden Bennett here at Tyree, still do a great job of capturing what makes the character so great and lovable. And as the game progresses, it shows more and more and more plot points, like organization first, team showing up every once in a while and showing what happened in her recent Mickey in the realm of darkness and what happening to the other characters like Aqua and the Wise. The game just perfectly knew how to balance all these characters so well and just doing in a way that felt like it was a real combination after all the years of build up. And every time something really exciting or really hot or really big happened, like whether it be something in the story or a character reveal or even just like character action, I couldn't help but get really hyped for and really excited. And and I even kind of freaked out a little bit because of how excited I was just as the story kept progressing. Pursuing Nomura once again shows that he has an amazing imagination when it comes to crafting the story and fueling the event that sets up what's going to happen next, especially as you enter the final act of the game. That's when everything just went through the roof. I could not contain myself at all throughout the ending because there was just so many amazing and satisfying moments that just made me cheer and grin from ear to ear. It was just really awesome and so cool and so many amazing moments that just made me freak out with how awesome it all was. And the ending even made me cry a little. Even made me cry because I couldn't believe what would happen into all the characters. Speaking of the ending, Nomura himself had actually said that he rewrote the ending multiple times, and it really shows that he put a lot of thought into it. And I'm not gonna lie, the ending of the game, like the actual ending of the game, like the last few minutes of the ending, traumatized me. I am not kidding. Just of what happened. As soon as the credit started rolling, I just started shaking, and even now I'm still trembling and getting goosebumps about the whole thing. And about the whole thing. And what they did with Jay and North at the end just was just mind blowing to me. The game also had a lot of other awesome and amazing moments that I don't want to talk about just yet until I get into the spoiler video because there's a lot I want to talk about in full detail. But this game also just has so many satisfying moments as well. Just a lot of moments that we fans have been waiting for a long time. Also, this is kind of a small thing, but I really love every scene with Sora and Kyrie together. The relationship between the two of them has definitely been one of the most important elements in the whole series, and this game sort of put it in new direction. And like I said, there's a lot of things that we wanted to see for a long time, and some things they do in this game at one point point was just one of them. Every scene with them together just made my heart beat really fast. Honestly, saying all that good stuff, the only issue I can think with the game is the dummy ship section. This is definitely the most different dummy ship system in the game. You actually pinpoint on the map where you want to go, and then you can roam throughout all of space wherever you want to go, and you can actually fight enemies by just going towards them, and then you're in this huge space where you have to defeat all the enemies before you can move on, and you're able to just roam around space in the dummy ship and just do whatever you want. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the dummy ship battles here. I think I prefer the dummy ship system in Kingdom Hearts 2 much more than this one. And yeah, I just personally was a big fan of the way they had it done here. And they even brought back an old mechanic from the first Kingdom Hearts game, and again, like you're able to design your own ship, and then you just use pieces to put it all together. I personally I didn't really like that in the first Kingdom Hearts game, and I still don't really like it. I prefer the way it was done in Kingdom Hearts 2, where again you got the ship whenever you complete a dummy ship mission, and then you could just use that, and you didn't really have to design anything like that. You just got the ship, and it was just as strong as when you got it. Like you got it, and everything was on it, and you didn't have to do anything. You just had to pick the ship you want to use. To use. And also you were always in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, you were always going to go in a straight line whenever you were in a dummy ship fight, but here you're just able to roam around freely wherever you want. That part actually isn't really a negative for me. I actually do like that, but yeah, it's just something to point out. I actually do think the whole roaming part of it is kind of fun. And aside from that though, aside from that though, the other part, aside from that though, the rest of the game just has so many awesome moments in it, and also there's also a kind of really top notch mechanic here. I expect throughout all the worlds you went to, both old and new. I love all the different interactions again. That's something else Kingdom Hearts does so well, showing the different interactions between the characters in the Disney world and Sora himself, seeing him finally finally interacting with characters like Woody, Buzz, Sully, Mike, and all these other characters is really awesome and just as great as I would have imagined. The personalities of these characters is perfectly realized, and it's so much fun to just see them. And really, just the fact that you're able to do all this, not only can you talk to them, but not only are they in your party, but you can also talk to them and do things with them, and even use different moves depending on which character is in your party. Actually, this is the first Kingdom Hearts game where you have a ton of different characters in your world, like in your party. Maybe you can have like 4 people in your party, like, and you can just use a kind of really awesome finishing moves and not just be limited by how many party members you have. You have. And yeah, they just really did that really well. And hanging out with them is just really awesome. And seeing Woody and seeing Sora also be accepted by a lot of the characters was really satisfying too. Every time. I loved it every time we saw them, and like when we see Jack again, and we meet all the new characters from the Caribbean. That was really cool, and they even introduced a kind of other mini games, like you can go to Twilight Town and until really he actually opened a bistro with Remy from Ratatouille, and you're able to cook a bunch of different meals for Sora, and whenever you're out somewhere, you're able to have okay, you don't actually see them eat something, but you're able to make something that can raise their gas more, like make them stronger, increase the strength of their magic or ice, or anything like that. And there's a lot of other great mini games as well, like in the Kingdom of Corona, whenever you're in the kingdom there, this is really they actually kind of weird and kind of hilarious mini game there where Sora is like dancing with the townspeople there. That honestly was kind of just as weird as when I was playing the game as when I was imagining it how it would go down in the trailer. And yeah, honestly it reminded me a lot of the singing segment from Kingdom Hearts 2, which was just kind of I don't want to say bad. I personally didn't see it as that bad. It was just kind of weird. But even still, there's a lot of other great mechanics too. And speaking of mechanics, like there were even slow motion like that. Like you even got to use slow motion again, and they used it to great advantages. Like in Montropolis, when you're in the door vault, you're able to like grind on the rails of the door so that you could shoot enemies or get down to avoid them and just to do a bunch of attacks on them. That was just really cool. That was really cool. Not only that, but and you're also given Sora is actually given a device called a dummy phone, which is pretty much just the iPhone-like thing that allows Sora to take pictures with characters, interact with it, and you can also take photos of emblems of that are in the shape of King Mickey's head, which actually give you a reward. And they're spread out throughout almost all these worlds. And if you take a picture of them, you can actually get a reward. And I just really like seeing the part where you can actually take pictures of other characters. You can actually get some really funny lines out of them that really fit their character. Yeah, just as you would imagine the character to act if you were to do something like that with them, with them, and it was even who like, and there was like this little social media thing on the dummy phone where Sora may have written something, and then you can see what it is he said during the loading menu. And some of them were really funny, like in the like the main one that you see is him with Donald and Goofy and him talking about how me and the two half pints are out on another adventure. It was really funny. But not just him, but also other characters did it too, like Riku and Jetson. Ian Joey. He is Jetson, who's actually a good guy now, like the other organization members who are actually helping Sora. And like I said, they help Dummy from of their own. And yeah, remember, because like after the organization members were defeated, they were recompleted as actual people. Well, almost all of them, but the ones who are like some of them are evil, are probably still evil, or they might actually be recompleted and might actually be helping Sora, like Ianjo Dylan or or what yeah, whatever his real name was. And yeah, that was just really awesome. I just couldn't believe that they just had that in there. And so everyone, at the end of the day, Kingdom Hearts 3 absolutely lived up to the hype. Considering how excited I was for this was like humongously excited. And I am so happy to say that it was totally worth the wait. Given how long we had to wait for it to finally release after all this time, I couldn't have picked a better way for this epic combination of 17 years to keep moving forward, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And so everyone, that's my long-awaited spoiler-free review of Kingdom Hearts 3. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a great time talking about all these other Kingdom Hearts games and talking about my favorite franchise of anything of all time, and I just had a great time talking about all the different stories in the games. Honestly, if you've been having a hard time following it, considering the story itself, by said by many is yet to be kind of complicated, and I do see why some people would think that, but I'm personally not, considering how invested I am in the story. But really, everyone, thank you all so much for watching, and I've had a great time just building up to this game, and I just couldn't be happier with how this game turned out. And thank you all so much for sticking with me for all this time throughout all these other Kingdom Hearts games. And thank you all so much for watching. And I'll have my actual spoiler video up really soon. And thank you all so much for watching. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. And please subscribe for more content coming soon. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much and take care.